right, everyone, we are at time and we can get started. I think we're recording, we've got our experts here, and we've got an amazing topic for you all. So first, I want to just say hello and welcome to today's community event. I'm Megan Watson, and I'm on the AI product marketing team here at Zendesk, and I'm going to be your host for today. We want to first thank you so much for joining us. We know days get really busy, but we're just really excited to have you all here and learn more about measuring the impact of AI on your business. Before we get started, we do want to share a few upcoming events that we think you will definitely want to bookmark and check out. So first and foremost, AI Summit, it's coming. It's our key fall launch here at Zendesk, and it's the second largest event of the year for Zendesk. And this year, we're going digital. And the event is taking place on October 8th, which, believe it or not, everyone, is less than 2 weeks away. I cannot believe we're almost in October. We're going to share the registration link for you all. You'll definitely want to check it out. Attendees who join AI Summit, the digital event, will hear from AI experts like Reid Hoffman, co-founder of LinkedIn and Inflection AI. Super excited to have him as one of our speakers. And those who attend will also receive updates on our biggest product announcements of the year. And as well, attendees will also get this in-product demo experience, as well as live Q&A with product experts. You don't want to miss out on this event. Check it out. We definitely encourage it. Even if you can't attend, we encourage you to register because you'll get all the greatness and follow-ups if you do. And we wouldn't be a good deep dive series if we didn't go deeper on all of these amazing announcements at AI Summit. So our team and the events for Q4 will be focused specifically on what was covered at AI Summit. So please mark your calendars for the following. So on the bottom left hand of the screen, you can see that on October 23rd, we're going to be covering all the newest and greatest from Copilot, Zendesk Copilot. On October 30th, we're going to be covering our agents and knowledge. On November 6th, we'll be reviewing all of the great announcements for employee service. And then we'll wrap up the series on November 13th to cover all of our contact center features that we're launching. So check it out. The link that we provide will bring you to our just main page, and you'll see all of the individual registration links. So feel free to click on those and register for them. And then last but not least, the Zendesk User Group program is all about connecting Zendesk fans and experts to share, learn, and grow together. Customers lead these regular meetups, mostly virtual, making it easy to swap tips and network. So we've got 2 great events coming up, especially if you're in these regions. First is the Spain User Group. They're hosting a local meetup, actually, and it's a great chance to meet Zendesk users nearby. And we're also going to drop the registration link in the chat as well. The second is on October 21st. It's a webinar, actually, covering WEM. WEM is QA and workforce management. So we're covering all the features related to WEM in Zendesk. It will be featuring a live Q&A with official Zendesk product team members who will be joining. And it's your chance to get answers directly from those product experts. So we'll also share a registration link for that as well. Lots of good events. Check it out, register. Even if you can't attend, you'll get all the great follow-ups. All right, but back to why we're here today. It's about measuring the impact of AI on your business. Obviously a very important topic for all, and is how AI, with AI transforming everyone's business, everyone wants to know how they can not only measure it, but also translate value, as well as maintain and continuously improve it. And we've got a jam-packed agenda today where we're going to review measuring the impact of AI on each of these tools that you see on the screen. And then we're going to wrap up with everyone's favorite, which is Q&A. And those questions that we're covering in the Q&A are ones that you actually submitted when you registered. So thank you for that. All right, we have a fantastic panel here today to lead us on the topic. Each of these individuals works closely with the areas of the product related to what we're talking about today. They and a few other experts in the background are here to answer all of your questions. So either the ones you submitted in advance when you registered, but also as they come up here in the Q&A tab on the bottom. So just so everyone knows, there's two things. There's a chat. We like to keep that fun and say hello to each other, say where we're calling in from, react to all the amazingness that you're seeing on the screen. But the Q&A tab is where we really would like for you to ask your product specific questions. And that's where our product experts are going to be. And so please put your product questions in the Q&A tab. All right, let's get into the content for today. So for those of you who are newer to Zendesk and need a little refresher, AI agents are those customer-facing bots that deflect and drive automation. In fact, Zendesk customers that are taking advantage of our AI agents are seeing up to 80% plus automation, which is incredible. And then you have Copilot, which represents the AI-powered tools for both agents and admins to drive productivity and operational efficiency. So we're going to show you how you can measure the impact of these AI tools across both of these. And we're going to start with AI agents. So I'm sure you all have heard about AI agents by now, and they're such a hot topic for a good reason. Zendesk AI agents are designed to help resolve customer issues quickly and at scale across all of your channels. They're powered by agentic AI, which means they adapt in real time to handle complex requests. You don't need to create rigid scripts or spend weeks training. Our AI agents follow the business rules and processes that you set while remaining flexible enough to get customers to the right resolution. And what they're capable of doing is incredible. It's amazing. And as I mentioned, they're automating up to 80%. So how are Zendesk customers using AI agents and measuring and demonstrating the value these AI agents bring to their business? And so that's kind of on the AI agent side, that's what we want to talk about here. So our refreshed and simplified AI agents analytics dashboard makes it easier for team leads to demonstrate the impact of AI agents on the business, which again is why we're here today. So, and it starts with a unified view of that performance. So you can see how AI is affecting conversations across channels, teams, and regions. From there, you can drill into key metrics like automated resolution rate and BSAT, so bot satisfaction, with filters by agent, channel, topic, or language to really pinpoint where automation is the strongest and where there's room to grow. This dashboard also highlights opportunities. So topic level insights show which requests are best suited for automation. And with tailored suggestions, you can instantly expand coverage to increase automation rates and ROI without training or digging through raw data. Not only are you provided visibility into how these AI agents are performing, you also get clear guidance on how to keep improving that ROI over time. So enough of talking about it, let's see it. I'm going to pass it over to my colleague, Sarah, who's going to walk you through what this dashboard looks like and you can see it in action.
Let's get started. So we've just rolled out the refreshed experience to measure automation success. And one of the key things to highlight is, as Megan said, you get an all-in-one view of how all of your AI agents are driving automation in your organization. You can use all of these attribute filters in the top bar to really dive into the data that matters most to you. That being said, I also wanted to highlight some key metrics you should be zoning into. So we've got automated resolutions as well as BSAT. So automated resolutions is an LLM evaluated metric. So it just determines whether your customer's queries were truly resolved. And this aligns with Zendesk's resolution platforms, where we want to ensure that AI agents are really solving your customers' problems. Here within the report, you can click into the KPI card and drill into the report and break it down by channel, AI agent, as well as language. You can also aggregate the data right here on the top right to see different timeframes so that it matches your organization's reporting cadence. Up here is BSAT, which basically provides an indicator as to whether your customers have been satisfied with interacting with your AI agents. And at the bottom, you can see a breakdown of the scores to see the overall distribution of what your customers have assigned to conversations handled by your AI agent. I also wanted to share the contact reasons tab up here, where you can get a breakdown of how use cases and knowledge sources you've deployed have performed and have been used by AI agents to generate answers. And here you can prioritize use cases to focus on based off of their automated resolutions performance and BSAT performance. Finally, I wanted to kind of call out this view use case suggestions function, where you can take an action directly from the dashboard by clicking into it and create any content that your AI agent hadn't been able to address. And that's all I really had to share, folks. I hope that was helpful.
Super helpful. Thank you, Sarah. And apologies, everyone, if my audio is a little choppy. I've been hearing that my screen is choppy, so hopefully you're getting some funny faces from me, just a little side entertainment. But thank you, Sarah. We really appreciated that demo. It's always fun to see the product in action. Great. So before we transition to the next section, we wanted to show you some real ROI stories from some of our Zendesk AI agent customers. So on the left-hand side, you have Lush, an ethical cosmetics brand. They saved 360 agent hours per month with AI agents. With Zendesk AI overall, they have achieved a 369% ROI and saved over 400,000 annually. Just incredible results. And then we have HelloShow on the right, a beauty and wellness franchise whose use of AI agents helped them double their number of locations without adding headcount and save over 14,000 monthly. So really great ROI stories here. And of course, from using our AI agents, but also just that visibility using our reporting tools. So as you can see, there's true value that Zendesk AI agents are providing, really driving that measurable cost savings and efficiency gains. And we really just can't wait to see the ROI that you unlock with them too. All right, final note, and I think this is just a super exciting thing that we wanted to plug for everyone, that to ensure AI agents keep delivering that strong automation rate and CSAT or BSAT, businesses need to make sure that every AI agent interaction is both on brand and accurate. But doing so, as I'm sure you all can attest to, can be very manual and tiresome. So here at Zendesk, we're thrilled to open up our QA for AI agents pilot program to all AI agent advanced customers. So we're going to share the link to that. We encourage you to sign up. This is a great opportunity and definitely will help you all in that process. So I'm done. That's on the AI agent side. Lots of exciting stuff there, but I'm going to pass it over to my colleague, Kika. I hope she has better Wi-Fi than I do, but she's going to kick off the Copilot section. And a friendly reminder that these tools are for both agents and admins.
Hello, thank you, Megan. It's great to be here. I think my Wi-Fi is good. If not, please let me know. So now that we have seen AI agent, let's shift to Copilot. While AI agents handle tickets end-to-end, there are still plenty of cases where a human needs to step in, like in situations where AI can't be used to fully automate. That's where Copilot comes in. The only proactive AI assistant purpose-built for customer and employee service, whether it's drafting replies for agents or recommending actions for admins, Copilot helps teams work smarter, resolve issues faster, and focus on high-volume value tasks. Let's start with the tools that help agents solve issues faster. AI has enormous potential to speed up work and free agents to focus on more complex tasks. And that's exactly what Copilot delivers. It guides agents in real time with the next best step, surface the right context, crafts personalized replies using generative writing tools, and can even take actions on their behalf. New agents also wrap up faster by learning from similar tickets and surfacing the knowledge sources. And because everything is managed from the unified Zendesk agent workspace, teams stay organized and focused. Finally, with the new Copilot dashboard, you can track adoption and usage. Who's using it, how often, and in what features. You can also spot enablement gaps. All of this to ensure these tools are driving impact across the business. Yeah, so before we jump into the dashboard demo, let me quickly walk you through Auto Assist, one of the Copilot's core capabilities. Auto Assist is like a real-time assistant for agents. It helps them respond faster and more accurately by suggesting replies, recommending internal and external actions, and even providing manual instructions for agents to follow when AI can act on its own. At the heart of all these are procedures. These are admin-defined, step-by-step guides that tell Auto Assist what to suggest, when to act, and how to handle different types of requests. Think of procedures as the playbook behind every Auto Assist recommendation. And that's exactly what you will see reflected in the Agent Productivity Dashboard demo now with Pedro.
Okay, so I'm going to start. Hi, everyone, Pedro, and this is the new Copilot Agent Productivity Dashboard. Imagine that you're running a fast-growing e-commerce support. The ticket volume is rising. You have a bunch of requests from customers on orders, refunds, deliveries. Customer expectations are higher than ever, and agents are under pressure. So Copilot is here to help you. As a team lead, you want to track adoption and prove AI value. This dashboard will show where AI is helping and how your team is using AI. This dashboard also helps understanding where Copilot is easing the load so your agents can spend more time on the complex, higher value conversations like VIP complaints or a tricky exchange case. So let's focus on the dashboard now. So on the left, you can see the different tabs. Today, we're going to focus on the Auto Assist tab, but I just wanted to let you know there's two more tabs where you can see Copilot data for other features like similar tickets, merging suggestions, or enhanced writing. But now focusing on the Auto Assist tab, as you've heard from Kika, Auto Assist is Copilot's flagship product that is generating AI suggestions of responses and actions so agents can accept them to deliver faster and higher quality service. Auto Assist does this by following step-by-step procedures that are pre-approved by admins. These procedures have clear instructions that tell exactly how Auto Assist needs to do in specific situations. So in e-commerce could be requests from customers asking where their order is or why their payment was refused. So if we focus at the top of the dashboard, you can see the main filters for time, brand, channel, and in the case of Auto Assist procedure. And if we go down to the high-level metrics, we can look at tickets solved end-to-end by Auto Assist. This shows the impact of automation. And if this number is low, it means there's an opportunity to improve Auto Assist procedures or the Auto Assist implementation. Moving to the right, we can see the number of agents using Auto Assist, and this tells you a story about adoption. If the number is low, there's an opportunity to collect feedback from agents and improve training as well. And if we go to the right, we have a critical metric that we call acceptance rate. Acceptance rate measures the percentage of Auto Assist suggestions that agents are accepting, and this reflects their trust in AI to help them solve tickets. If you see a drop, maybe it's a good time to start gathering feedback from agents and potentially refining procedure and investing in more training. If we move down in the dashboard, I'm going to focus on the trends and volume. So if you look at this chart, it's ticket volume by week and procedure. And this helps you track adoption and impact of each procedures on ticket volume across time. It helps identify dips and trends that could require further investigation. And if we move down a little bit, you can see the procedures and adoption and performance table. This table shows you the number of suggestions per procedure and most importantly, acceptance rate per procedure. So you can use this table to find great examples of procedures, extract best practices from those procedures. You can use it to test and iterate on procedures, and also to identify procedures that are weaker and need further iteration. As if we move down to the bottom of the dashboard, you can see usage by agent. Our recommendation is that you use this table to celebrate adopters and power users based on usage and acceptance rate. It's an opportunity to collect feedback and share best practices from these agents that you can then incorporate into training into agents where there's still margin to improve adoption and usage. So to wrap up, this dashboard gives admins visibility into adoption, usage, and impact of AI. It shows where AI is providing value and which procedures and agents are driving such value. And it helps with identifying opportunities to improve procedure, training, and adoption. So in our use case for e-commerce, in the end, this means faster replies, higher consistency, and happier customers. And with that, I'll hand over to Kika again.
So now let's talk about how to make the most of it to get visibility into your operations. First, let's look at the AutoAssist tab. To have good, reliable data, we need to make sure AutoAssist has everything set up so it can provide the best reply or action. For this, start by creating procedures for your most important intents and tag AutoAssist to the proper tickets. The impact: you take repetitive requests off your agent's plates and streamline those workflows. Next, compare solved similar tickets with the same level of complexity between agents with similar skills, some using AI, some not. This lets you measure adoption and also see the difference in outcomes. If adoption is low, investigate why, then update training or processes. If adoption is high, you can scale those behaviors across your team. The impact with AI is faster resolutions and more consistent, compliant replies that build trust with both agents and customers. Finally, keep an eye on agents with high AI acceptance rate. These are your early adopters. Recognize and reward them or involve them in peer-to-peer enablement. The impact is huge. It speeds up onboarding, increases overall adoption, and helps build a culture of using AI across your team. And that's for me. Thank you so much.
Now we've seen all about agent assist from Copilot. Let's look at admin tools and see how operations leads can use this reporting to optimize workflows and get more value from AI. First, intelligence triage. It really is at the heart of Zendesk AI and Copilot, and it automatically classifies every ticket by intent, entity, sentiment, and language. That gives you direct context on why customers are reaching out, how they're feeling, and what details matter most without relying on manual sorting. Second, the pre-built dashboards. These give you full visibility into patterns across your tickets. You can see which intents are driving volume, which languages are taking longer, and where sentiment is trending negative. That helps you prioritize where agents need to be supporting and highlight processes that could be automated. The point isn't just seeing what's happening across the board. It's leveraging this data to improve efficiency and fine-tune workflows over time. And with that in mind, I'm going to do a little demo showing you the dashboard and a walkthrough on how these detections show up in reporting and how we can use them to spot opportunities for optimization with a use case example. This is the Copilot Intelligence Triage dashboard. And for the sake of this demo, let's imagine we're a fast-growing, fast SaaS company, and I'm the operations lead. And so my job is to keep finding ways to optimize how we handle heavy ticket volume each week. So let's look at each of these tabs and see how we can spot opportunities for improvement. Let's start actually with the intents tab, because this is really where we can find quick wins. And if we scroll down all the way to the agent's reply across the top 10 intents, we can really see the number of interactions it takes to solve a ticket for a specific intent. And straight away, we can see the top reason, password reset, on why people are contacting us is a quick automation win opportunity. So basically, we can automate an auto reply with a password reset send, and we can save agents a lot of time. Looking at the other top 3 issues, automations need to go a little bit further. So we could route to a specific team if that's the case, if we have like an account support team, and we can even let other internal teams know with a side conversation that this is happening. For example, for billing issues, it could be the finance team. For a license upgrade, it could be account management. So these are resolved a lot faster. Well, these are just a few examples. I could go on. But let's move into another example, this time in the language dashboard tab. And as you can see, the layout is very similar to the intents tab, and the charts are also very similar. But for the sake of this example, we see, again, language trends and all of that. But for the sake of this example, let me scroll into the language breakdown across key metrics table. And here we can see a little bit of a gap, maybe several, but let me highlight one. So the second most recurring language, Spanish, it actually has almost more than half of the tickets of English, but I'm seeing here the performance is lagging behind. First reply time is 2.5 hours compared to 1.5 hours for English. Satisfaction score is much lower, 70 versus 92. And so me as an operations lead, I know that my team of agents for English actually have a couple of bilingual folks. So I can route some of the tickets from Spanish into this specific agent. So they can also help handle that queue, and maybe leverage a little bit faster replies for some of these tickets. Okay, now, again, we could go on and on, but now looking at sentiment, again, it's a very similar layout to the other tabs. However, we have a few graphs that are different. We can see a trend line of customer sentiment over time, and this is actually telling me, well, the past few weeks has been stable, but if I scroll down into sentiment breakdown table, similar to what we have for language, I can see that I maybe can escalate some of these tickets. For example, looking at the very negative tickets, I can see there's actually a little bit higher of resolution time compared to the negative, like 4 hours. So potentially I could trigger an escalation for these tickets, since one of my priorities as an operations lead is actually a high CSAT. So I want to make sure people are not going into the very negative scope of with our brand, right? Sorry, a little bit of a hiccup here. So, but before I wrap up, I want to actually go over to the overview tab and show you at top how we can extract ROI metrics quickly for me to present as an operations lead to my leaders. So I'm already great at my job. And as you can see, the resolution times for those tickets that actually been touched with AI is already a lot faster. First replies are really quick, 0.8 versus 3 hours. Full resolution is 15 hours versus 23 hours for all tickets that are not being touched either by intelligence triage or automation. And that's a 7-hour improvement. So if you multiply this across many tickets and many agents, it's a large amount of hours saved per week. And that's like raw numbers of ROI on time saved and also dollars saved. So this is just one example. And we could do a lot more. But before we move into the best practices, I actually have something new to show you. So maybe some of you have noticed that we were missing one of the detections in these tabs for the reporting of intelligence triage, since we have 4: intent, language, sentiment, and entity. And so very soon we're gonna, oh, sorry, I think I'm not sharing the right tab. Maybe I am now. Can you all see the entity dash?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. So now very soon we're going to be launching this new tab for this dashboard, where you'll be able to track a lot of reporting around entity detection. And that's detecting things like product numbers, SKUs, license IDs, and all of that. So we're going to be having similar breakdown and layout of reporting for entity as well. So stay tuned. This is coming. These are some of the best practices and processes that we've extracted of these types of demos, so you can really apply to your ticket data and to your use case. And these are compiled into 3 topics for optimizing. First, you need to uncover these opportunities. Similar to what I did, you're going to be using the intent tab to see where volume is highest and where automation will have the biggest payoff. And that's one-touch tickets like password resets or simple refunds. These are perfect for auto replies, similar like I've showed you. Second, we need to route and prioritize with precision. Using AI detections let you send tickets to the right group or expert, escalate critical intents like cancellations, and prioritize negative sentiment tickets so they don't sit in the backlog. And then third, we need to keep optimizing and doing it on a regular basis. So we can use the language tab, for example, like I've shown you, to spot where certain languages are lagging behind and adjust staffing. We can watch for spikes on intent trends graphs or language graphs as well, and for entity also in the future, and also spikes on things like billing complaints after a price change or a feature release, and partner with other teams to address these root causes. So keeping an eye on these trends to see where processes really need refining. And the goal isn't just about measuring AI, it's to use these insights and take action, fine-tune your operations, and unlock more ROI. And I think that's it for me. Over to Vanessa.
I am here to talk a little bit with folks about HyperArc. So really excited to be here today, and we'll be sharing more about what it is and what it can do for you. So let's dive in. So if you haven't heard the news, on the next slide, when we have a moment, in July, Zendesk acquired HyperArc, which is an AI native analytics platform that uses generative AI to unify data, uncover root causes, and deliver narrative-driven reporting. So we're really excited about this because combined with Zendesk, these capabilities will be embedded directly into the resolution platform, making analytics faster, more intuitive, and more actionable. So on the screen here, you can see how HyperArc turns data into dynamic stories that explain not only what's happening, but also why it matters. You might have seen that it all really started with a question. And then here you can see that conversational analysis lets you dig deeper, ask follow-up questions, refine results, and explore that data in context, which is great. And this step-by-step approach uncovers trends and root causes, making complex insights easy to understand, even if you don't have a data or analytics background. And then HyperArc goes further by continuously learning from both human expertise and also past analysis. Using its concept of memories, it stores the reasoning behind insights and uses them to improve future recommendations for your company specifically. So this self-learning process helps you act faster and refine outcomes over time. So really exciting stuff. If we move on to the next slide, please. I want to share a little bit more about what HyperArc can actually do for you. We talked a little bit about how HyperArc is a next-gen AI-powered analytics platform. This will be layered on top of Zendesk's rich, purpose-built data sets. And this is really important because The AI is going to break down your natural language questions into logical steps, just like a human analyst would, which helps you understand root causes behind KPIs. And then, like you heard with memories and like you saw, over time, HyperArc is going to get smarter, learning from past analysis and refining insights with every question you ask. Instead of producing just charts and graphs alone, it's going to couple that with intuitive data visualizations with narrative-driven reports that explain what's happening in plain language to you. So again, even if you're not an analyst, you can really quickly understand what's happening in your service operations. And that results in your team being able to move fast when things like satisfaction scores drop, or quickly understand, what top agents are doing differently without having to rely only on dashboards or wait on analysts, which we know can be lengthy at times, and those resources are often stretched thin. Another good example is when it's time for a business review, managers can generate ready-to-share summaries that align everyone around the story the data is telling. And those summaries will be narratives with cited reports that can be easily shared with stakeholders. So the power of HyperArc and Zendesk combined enables actionable and collaborative intelligence, and it's really fueled by your curiosity. The sky's the limit. Whatever question you ask of your data, it's going to produce, those results for you in terms of narrative-based results with those cited reports included. So in terms of when this is coming, we'll be launching the HyperArc Early Access program in the first half of next year. So we'll be sharing a lot more updates at the upcoming AI Summit. So please do stay tuned for those. And with that, I believe we will be moving into Q&A.
All right. So first question for Sarah is, how can I use the AI agents dashboard to report on performance during seasonal spikes?
Hey folks, I'm back again. So in the refreshed experience, there is a time filter where you can basically, filter it out for the time periods where you do have.
And Sarah, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you.
Okay, perfect. But effectively, you can use the time filters on the refreshed experience to kind of select when you have seasonal spikes and report on performance then. Additionally, if you don't necessarily know when you necessarily have spikes or generally have a reporting cadence, you can just use the time filters to measure it for some amount of time for which you can see time series graphs we've made available, and you can see how things have been trending. So when I've demonstrated how you can click into the AR KPI, you can kind of drill into how it's basically changed over that period of time. I hope that answers the question here.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. And great question. Next question is for Sarah again from Michelle. How does use case suggestions help me expand my automation coverage?
Yeah, so use case suggestions basically looks into your ticket history, right? And it looks, at topics that had not been understood by the AI agent, or we hadn't been able to provide a sufficient response. And it uses that to basically recommend use cases that you should be creating, dialogues or procedures on, so that AI agents can effectively handle those queries in the future.
All right, next question, again for Sarah. What are the top 3 metrics I should focus on to assess AI agent performance?
Yeah, I think I called out 2 earlier in the demo. So automated resolutions is a big one that you want to focus in on, because that's really the measure of the number of inquiries that have come in, were handled by your AI agent, and had truly been resolved by your AI agent. As in the AI agent was effectively able to understand the query, answer the query effectively, and that's the reason why the query had been deflected. The second is really around BSAT. So are your customers happy with interacting with your AI agents? If they're not happy with interacting with your AI agents, maybe it could be that it's process driven. They're not too excited. They're not too happy about your organization's refund process. And that is also kind of like a data point to see whether there are opportunities to improve either, how the AI agent responds to some of these policies related questions or guides your customers through policies, or maybe it's something to take up internally to see if maybe, you can adjust your policies to improve the refund process. And the last thing that a lot of customers try to look at is the understood rate. So understood rate is also available in the refreshed experience, where it indicates how many of the incoming queries had a use case or knowledge source appropriately matched to it, so that the AI agent can provide an answer. That will basically be the indicator at a high level as to, what is, I guess, the percentage coverage of all of the queries that are coming in.
All right, great question from Mary. Next question is for Francisca. What are the Copilot tools agents find most useful?
Hello again. So agents find AutoAssist to be one of the most valuable tools because it helps them quickly respond to customers by suggesting relevant replies and recommended actions. They also rely on ticket summaries to get up to speed on a ticket without digging through the full conversation history, and they appreciate the enhanced writing tools like tone of voice or rephrasing to help craft the right response faster and with more confidence.
All right, thank you for that question, Jessica. This one's for you, Pedro, from Karen. What does acceptance rate measure in AutoAssist?
Hi, everyone. So acceptance rate really measures how often agents are accepting those AutoAssist suggestions. Those suggestions can be composed of replies or actions, and this is really useful to understand the impact that AutoAssist is having on the real work that agents do on a day-to-day to solve tickets.
All right, this question is for you, Alex. What's the best way to decide which intents or use cases to automate first?
Great, thank you. Hi again. So I keep it really simple and tie it back to the outcomes. Oh, sorry. Really sorry. So let's go back to my example. And here I'd start simple. The dashboard that makes it real clear are both the high volume and one-touch dashboard I showed first, like password resets, refund requests, account activations. Those are really low-hanging fruits. If most tickets are already being solved in one interaction, it usually means they can be automated safely without hurting the customer experience. And once you've tackled those, then you can layer in the more complex ones like billing, where automation might not solve the whole thing, but can speed up routing or collect more information up front.
All right, next question is for you, Alex. How can I use the dashboard to spot sudden spikes in ticket volume and understand what's driving them?
Yeah, great question. This is where the trends chart I've shown too are really helpful. If you look at the intent trends or language tabs, as well as sentiment trend line, you can see week by week patterns. If something suddenly jumps, like a spike in a billing issue or shipping delay, you can know right away that there's an event driving it. From there, you can click into the breakdown tables to see resolution times and satisfaction or sentiment attached to any intent. That tells you if the spike is just higher volume or if it's also dragging down performance and experience. And with the triggers or side conversations, you can loop in other teams fast if it's like a product or a pricing issue, similar to what I've shown as well.
All right, another question for you, Alex. What benchmarks should I use to prove ROI from intelligent triage to my leadership team?
Yes. So I've tried to tie it back to outcomes leadership cares about. First one, efficiency, like I've shared. how much faster enriched tickets are being replied to or resolved versus the baseline. For example, in the example I've shown, if resolution time is dropping by 7 hours, it's really a measurable saving in agent capacity. Then also looking at revenue and retention, highlighting routing upgrades that are faster to sales or escalating cancels before customers churn. That's really protecting dollars and not just minutes in agent capacity. Also the customer experience, pointing to any CSAT improvements when tickets are being handled faster or by the right team. So you don't really need a long list of metrics. You just show how triage also can impact time saved, revenue protected, and from preventing churn as well.
All right, next question's for Vanessa. When will I start to see benefit from HyperArc acquisition?
Yeah, I love this question. Thank you, Savannah. And so glad to see that you are as excited about HyperArc as we are. So we will be opening up an early access program for HyperArc in the first half of next year. And there will be opportunities to sign up to be included soon. So please do stay tuned for more updates there.
All right, thanks, Vanessa. Next question's for you from Hector. What types of insights will be available from HyperArc that aren't available in Zendesk today?
Yeah, I love this question. And the beauty of HyperArc is that it will layer on top of the rich service data that you already enjoy within Zendesk Analytics. So you'll be able to use HyperArc to analyze and act on data across your entire service operation. The difference is that not only will you be able to create reports with natural language, but you'll be able to connect all of your data sources and produce narrative-based analysis that can be understood, by anyone, not just analysts, as we were talking about. And then in addition, the other thing I want to highlight is that HyperArc can answer questions about things like root causes of changes in your data that you'd currently need an analyst for. So with HyperArc, really the difference is that anyone can tap into these insights with natural language questions, but much more to come here. So check it out at the AI Summit. That's the next point. We'll be sharing updates on HyperArc.
Thank you to all of our hosts who were able to hop on this event with us and share everything about AI or HyperArc and analytics. And thank you everyone else who was able to join us today. Hope you found a lot of value in this session. And we hope to see you in our future AI Summit deep dives. So have a good rest of your day, everybody.